Okay, I'm just trying to get everything set up here. So I hope that you can hear me. And speaker view. Okay, I guess this is, hopefully if you're joining in a minute or two, you'll be able to see. So. And we have just a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait for a few more people to hopefully jump on. Problem with using both my phone and my computer is I literally have absolutely no idea as to what time it is. We've got about 2 till 6. So, in a couple of minutes, hopefully some people jump on and we will get ready to begin. Just trying to get this. Losing my camera mount. Not good. Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be able to zoom in. I will try to make that, for whatever reason, I can't seem to get my thing showing. So if you can see that, is that better or less good for you? What can you see? Okay, I'm trying to just look and see what. Okay, that's what I'll do. All right, once we get going. Sorry, I'm still getting used to using Zoom. Hopefully you're gonna have to look close. I'm hoping that you can see it on a big screen, and I'm attempting to record this video. So I'm Shannon. Most of you hopefully that are jumping on know me as the Sizzlen Stamper with my group and my team as the Sizzlen Stampers. So I want to welcome you tonight to a short meeting, hopefully, where I'm going to show 2 alternatives for the April Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now that kit, let me grab my little picture, looks like this. So if you have this kit with you, you can follow along and see how I change the projects into alternatives. And then from 7 to 7:40, I will be showing a few, I will be going through the actual paper pumpkin kit and showing you my tips and tricks for it. So without any further waiting, it looks like it's about 1 after. Let me get a quick drink. We'll see if anyone else hops on. And we will get going. If you do have any questions tonight, make sure you text me. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Using my phone mount the way it currently is at, I cannot seem to get it close as zoomed in as I want on my page area. So I apologize for that. So you're having to look at a little bit of craziness going in my craft room right now. So but my phone is 816-785-1551. Please feel free to text me at any time. You can always find me on Sizzlen Stampers. You can always look me up and search me in by using the word Sizzlen with an E, Sizzlen, Stampers. I am on Facebook and on my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator website. So we will go ahead and begin. Again, like I say, I'm hoping to record this and post it to my YouTube channel. That's the other place you can search me with Sizzlen Stamper. And then you can follow along. Hopefully you'll be able to see it on a bigger screen, etc. So we will go ahead and let me transfer this over so I can just kind of create a little bit of a spotlight video and hopefully you can see a little bit better. So this is, again, the kit projects right here, okay? These are the kit projects. And, oh my goodness, my daughter is trying to video chat, call me. So these are the projects that came in the kit. Tonight, I'm gonna show you a couple alternatives, and I've kind of got things laid out a little bit in order so it can go pretty quickly. All right, so my first alternative project is taking the Z-fold card, which if you notice, you got the Z card and they were folded backwards, and that was my tip of the day on my Facebook page. So if you were making the project as is, you need to take it and fold it the opposite direction, like so. And you will need to do it for this alternative project as well. But this is the alternative project right here. And what I did is I changed it and made it into more of like a little pocket card. So you can pull that out and you could put a gift card in there, attach the gift card to the back, whatever you want to do, cash, anything in there. And then of course, just the regular standard envelope as it comes with it. So we are going to make this card very quickly, or I'm going to show you techniques and pieces to end up with that. So once you've refolded your Z-fold card, you're actually going to cut off this third last panel. So once you've cut that off, you are going to end up with a card that looks like so. This is the pot. This is what's going to create your pocket. So you can either do tear tape along there, or you can do, ooh, I grabbed my brand new. I didn't realize that. Or you can use the Snell. To me, those are both slightly wide, so I just prefer to use the mono because I can get a very fine line on it. And that's what you're going to do to create the pocket. The piece that you cut off, you're going to trim that. I'm going to use my stamp to kind of keep it weighted. You're going to trim that to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that's going to end up being your little, that's going to end up being this little card that fits in your pocket. These two items are things that you will need extra. You will need an extra piece of white that is 3 by 3 3/4. You will need, I chose mint macaron, but whatever color of paper you choose, you're going to need that to be 3 by 4. So, in essence, that first piece is going to get layered, and that's the piece we're stamping on. And this is your pocket card. Now, I did end up trimming mine down a little bit, but you need to almost wait to do that till the end after you've got your adhesive in, and you can see how much is the least amount that you can take off. All right, so that's going to end up being the pocket card. Now, this comes with the kit. It's one of the little Curry banner strips, and I've run that through the Big Shot with one of the ornate border dies. That's how I've created that. If you don't have that particular die, you can use another one. If you don't have the Big Shot or anything, you can merely just glue cut this to size and glue it to create your pull tab like that. And it just will be a straight edge. Nothing wrong with that. It will still look super cute. So that is this pocket piece. I'm going to lay that off to the side for a moment. So what you're going to do to create the front cute part of here is a couple of things. First, you're going to go ahead and layer your 3x4 colored cardstock onto, kind of center it onto that front pocket that you've created, like so. And then I have I used one of our circle layers, not circle, oval layers. And you're going to take your 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 white. And I'm going to lay that in there however I want. It doesn't need to be perfectly straight. I am using 2 extra supplies here. Now remember, these alternatives are when I use a few extra supplies sometimes. Not everything is straight from the kit. I'm using a piece of a sponge and a Pool Party ink spot. And I'm just lightly going in there to shade it. Does not need to be perfect. It can be at an angle. It can be however you want it. It doesn't need to be exact. And hopefully you can see that oval. Tilt it a couple of different angles and see that looks like the best. So now you have kind of a Pool Party oval on there. So I'm going to set that aside. That's just my a little way to create your own stencil. Now this particular kit does come with these super cute tree dies. So you're going to need one of those. They use it like a tree, like so. I'm going to tweak it and use it like a branch. So in order for me to do that, I want to trim it slightly. First of all, I'm going to trim off this lower branch. And I'm just taking my little snips and rounding that down. Don't get rid of that. You might use it on another card. You never know. And then you're going to angle it. Your branch is going to be angled like so. So wherever you glue that, however you want to have that coming across that Pool Party oval, then you're just going to snip it to size to fit that card. And then you're going to go ahead and with your glue or your adhesive or whatnot, you are going to adhere that onto the front. Okay, so now you've got your little tree branches on. I thought I wanted it to not look quite so bare. For me, spring with April, I thought of more leaves, and I didn't just want to use the stamps that came with it. So the other extra piece I've got is some of the Old Olive. It's from the Perennial Essence Vellum cardstock pack, but you can use regular vellum and pre-color it with a marker, or you could use just a different green color cardstock to get some dimension. This is pretty olivey, and I'm punching 2 leaves with our tri-leaf punch, which unfortunately is retiring. So if you don't have that, I recommend getting it. It is probably, I probably won't get rid of mine, in fact, because it is one of the top punches that I most frequently use. But I've punched 2 of them, and I'm going to show you on the white paper so you can kind of see the difference. That's with the Old Olive color up. This is with the Old Olive color down. It's just a little softer and blends more with these particular colors, so that's how I'm going to put it on. Again, just a little dab of the liquid Tombow. And I just kind of layered it however I thought the leaves would be coming off of the tree branches. No certain way. Leaves grow on trees in all different manners. They don't have to be perfect. So don't worry if you don't get it perfectly on a branch like you want. Okay, so that is that step. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stamp and the ink from the, oh, I grabbed the wrong ink square. Nope, I didn't. I normally use my big ink pads, but I'm trying this Zoom setup. I've got all my camera stuff now set up at my desk. So I thought these might be a little easier. I'm using one of the sayings that comes in your kit, and it's the family where life begins and love never ends. And I'm just going to ink that up. Ooh, not like that. I almost threw out my block. And I'm going to stamp that at the lower portion of this card where we have all that white space. And I'm going to slightly set it to the right. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to have just a tiny bit of space to somehow add one of these little yellow pearls. Not, my pearls right there are all not picking up with the adhesive. I didn't. That's why the pick tool is really nice. I just didn't grab it. So I'll lay those over there. Okay. So I've added one of those. Then I'm going to add you would add your butterfly. This one I did with dimensionals. I'm going to do this one flat just so you can see the difference. It will be fine if you don't have dimensionals. And just put a little butterfly there. And again, I'm going to peel off one of these pearls to give a little sparkle, a little extra bling to butterfly body. And then you're just on to gluing that onto, well, I am having craziness tonight, gluing that onto your matte macaron. Okay, so that is that. And then the last step would be, if you wanted, you could take the little leaves from the kit and stamp those in there, and then you just slide your pocket, your card into the little pocket, just like so. And then you'll notice I added another butterfly, because I always like it to have, this looked too bare, like it needed something, some little something. So I went ahead and added a little butterfly in that corner, and I did not pop that one up. So I just did it with the dimensionals. And then another little yellow pearl on that butterfly body, and that is the first card, and it will slide in and fit nicely in the envelope as it comes with the kit. So I hope that you like that card. Let me know, yes, no, did you like it? Whatever, make sure to give me a comment on that. So we have a few minutes, and I'm going to show you this second alternative project. Now, I want you to know I am not going to show you this step by step. I am going to be creating a YouTube video that will go into more detail on this particular project, because it would take longer than we have time. So I will do it as a regular tutorial video. It does use the piece of ribbon that comes in your kit, and then it uses a lot of other things from the Bird Ballad suite, which those papers are all retiring. The stamp set is staying, but the papers are all retiring. So if you want those, I recommend getting them. Now this project starts out as this card, okay? This little card like this becomes this mini album book. So I've merely used my ribbon to just tie it closed. You can see this is the flap. I'm still using that. And in a minute, I'll show you how you're going to create this book. But it opens up. I've used lots of card kit stuff here. And then it's accordions out. And I'm going to try to hold, let me see. Let me try to do it this way. So if you open it up, there's the front. Now you've opened it up, and you have a little bit of decoration on there, a piece of the Bird Ballad paper. These are things from your paper pumpkin kit. Now it opens to create a mini album. So these are all double-sided little pages, and I've just used the Bird Ballad paper as accents to frame photos. I've cut little birds out. I've used some of the vine or leaves from the paper pumpkin kit. And then these are the reverse sides. So a couple of things on how to do this. This booklet takes, well, probably about one sheet to be safe. of 12 by 12 DSP. That's what's going to create the interior pages of your book. So the first step is, how do you get to that book portion? And you can see from this card, I have just taken, well, I did not bring my bone folder or scoring. So you're going to create an extra fold right here, about 1/8, and you're going to create an extra fold right here. So you're going to go to the left of the pre-scored parts by about, those are actually probably about 1/4 of an inch. So this is 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch over, okay? And you will score and fold that. And that is what gives you more space. It creates this fold, this little square. Same amount of paper, same amount of card, but it's all about the fold is what gives you that book binder space. Now, for the cover, it just has these little flowers on there. The stamp in the set that I'm going to use is this one that's kind of like the leafy treetops. And it is designed for this card to stamp it. You can look through and you measure it up and line up the little flowers. And you're stamping it half and half. But I just didn't want any same one standard color. So I'm going to take my markers, and for this I'm using Old Olive, and I am using Garden Green, and I am using Crushed Curry. Okay. Apparently today is my day to be dropping things. And this technique, I go from light to dark. So I'm going to actually use the Old Olive. I know it may not seem lighter than the Crushed Curry, but it is. I'm kind of inking. I don't care if it's super on there or not. Now, I'm going to go back in and I'm just going to hit or tap. Sometimes this is called tapping. I'm just tapping it on because I want to give these leaves kind of a springy feel with multiple colors. And I'm going to do the same tapping with the Garden Green. You want more Garden Green. If you feel like that's springier than the Old Olive, you can fill that in however you want to do. But the technique is really with tapping. And you want to be careful that your colors don't get too muddy. Then I'm going to merely line them up as best I can. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to stamp that on there. See, that one got a little muddy. Not bad. And you would do that a second time. You would do that a second time the reverse way, and you end up with kind of this leafy oval. And then I cut out a bird. This is just trimmed, fussy cut out of the Bird Ballad paper, and it's popped up with dimensionals. So that is a little bit about the cover. This piece is already here nicely for you, this bright green. And I added, this is another layer of that Old Olive Perennial Essence Vellum cardstock paper. White paper that I just stamped that same saying. I really like that saying in here, family where life begins and love never ends. That's the one I like the most. On the inside, I just trimmed an extra piece of Bird Ballad paper and put it there. On this inside cover, I trimmed this down very closely to make sure I could get the words in. It just barely fits. Then I've trimmed, this is from the little leaves. I trimmed one off, glued it at the bottom, and I did use a dimensional and put the little light blue minty, it's mint macaroon technically, bird on there. That's all that is. I'm sorry, there is a layer of, again, the vellum flipped over so it's the lighter, the Old Olive vellum. I did use that quite a bit. Now, I'm going to show you just page by page, in essence, what you're doing, and I will do a full tutorial, like I said, but in essence, if you can imagine that I have taken a piece of 12 by 12 paper. Let me see if I can draw you a box on my sheet. 12 by 12 paper, and I've cut it. So these are each 4 inches. Okay. You're going to take 2 of them and you're going to fold them into 3s. Okay. Leave this one alone. We're really not using that for this one. If you want to create a bigger book, you can. And you fold these, this one and this space overlap, and you glue those 2 together. So right in the center, you'll have an overlap of those right there, if you're looking closely. So then you end up gluing a base into the back of your book. Now you have, these feathers are all the background paper. And on this one, on the back side, it's the bird cages. So that's the back side of the DSP that has the feathers. So just a couple of things. I did use the matching envelope that would have went to this card. I figured, okay, I'm not using it as a card. This is not going to fit into the envelope. So I took the envelope and I trimmed it down. And so I used the flap. Let me get one so you can know what I'm talking about actually. Let's get out here. So this is the envelope. So I cut the flap off and I used this green throughout it. You're also going to see that I've cut, I cut this entire envelope apart. And actually what I did, so I cut my flap off first. Then I went just barely along these sides and cut them so that it opened it up. So I had a piece like this. And then from this white, I cut lots of things. So you see this arched white piece right there that I used as a layer where you could either write or put a picture. That is from this arch piece of the envelope. Okay. So let me just go through it. So that's the arch piece of that envelope. Bird ballad paper, bird ballad paper. This is part of that white envelope. This is from the envelope flap. Let me flip it like this. So this is from the envelope flap. Again, birds that I cut out and fussy cut. That was part of that envelope. This is an extra piece of crushed curry cardstock. Bird ballad paper right there, and that is part of the vine and leaf that you get in your kit. And again, a piece of the vellum, the old olive vellum that I've been talking about, little square of bird ballad paper, and one of the birds from the kit dimensionalized. Okay, the back side, I tried to mimic, but in different order placement. Again, bird ballad and that arch from the envelope. So I believe I ended up using 2 envelopes maybe. I don't remember now. Again, that bird ballad paper, part of my flap from the envelope. I did 2 envelopes, part of the base of the envelope. Again, the crushed curry, the other piece of the vine from the front side. That's why it looks a little different. And again, bird ballad paper. And those birds are all dimensionalized up there. So that is how you can create this little mini album. I'm going to kind of go back through a couple of these projects really quickly. We have just a few minutes, but those were the 2 projects. If you have questions, put it in the chat box. If you liked the projects, let me know yes or no. I am also going to unmute you guys that are on here, maybe, so that you can talk if you have a question on anything with the book. So this was the second more detailed project. And like I say, I will put together a tutorial of that. If you do not have a question, then just mute yourself back. But to start it out again, because we've had some more people joining, And you're both on no video. You don't want me to see your faces. That's right. The ribbon that came with the kit tied this project closed. So sliding that off, this was the card that came with the kit. We've made 2 extra scores, 1/4 inch in from each of those original folds. And that is what gives you the booked appearance. Gives you that more space so that you can fit a little pages in there. This does use bird ballad papers in addition to what you get in your kit, along with some old olive vellum. You can substitute and use anything that you have at home, so don't feel limited. You could use all kinds of different things that go with the color. This is all items that are from the kit, and this is bird ballad. And then it will just fold out, and you have like a little mini album. And then again, you can fold out on the back side for the mini album pages. So that is the second project. And then back to that first project, this is the final first project of what it looks like. That was making and using that Z-fold card, and we trimmed it. And so instead of a card, oh, I don't have one laying there very easily. Instead of a card that you open up with a Z-fold, we've made it into the pocket card. Now, one other quick thing I want to go over, and if you want to watch me follow and give you some tips and tricks on how to make the actual paper pumpkin projects as they come in your kit, you'll have to come back and join back on at 7 o'clock. But before you go, 2 things. If you want to sign up with for Paper Pumpkin, message and let me know. I will send you my direct link. This is was a May flyer to promote it. It is all now showing in color online. It is using some of our new in colors. This kit sold out before the end of April for subscriptions. So you unfortunately cannot get the May kit. But I encourage you to join because June is going to feature our CEO, Sarah. It's going to be a kit that she designed, helped to design. And so I'm going to tell you right now that one will sell out. So if you want it, I highly recommend you go ahead and get on and subscribe. So let me know, just message me if you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. I love it because the box comes every month to your door. It has everything in it that you need to complete the projects other than scissors. And then I also like to have my Tombow glue and or my Snell for adhesive. But it comes technically with little dots that you can use of glue in it. The other thing we have going on right now, I'm going to show you this. I just want to send you to my YouTube channel. I just did a COVID-19 give back video the other day and posted it on my YouTube. So you can find me there on Sizzlen Stampers, but this is an original card idea that I came up with, probably because my girls and I are reading, and some of my family members are reading the book Wicked for a quarantine read party. So we read something, we have a book club discussion via instant messenger, phone call, video call every week. And so this was when I came. These little sayings come out of a download. So Stampin' Up! Has designed a $12 digital download that you can get. So if you would like to get that download, let me know. It is 15 pages of fun, different things that have to do with the COVID virus. And I will show you, since I've got them laying here, I'll just give you a little peek of things that you can find in that video other than just my Wicked Dorothy Wizard of Oz themed card. But for fun, I made myself a little paper mask. And then I created a tiny paper mask. Then I just did some cards. So I finished Netflix. And then inside it says, hope you're staying entertained during this time of social distancing. This one is just thank you for your service with the little healthcare worker. Both of the healthcare worker and the saying are both from the digital download. Let's just roll with it. There are a couple fun toilet paper ones, 2 or 3. And then this one, I'm smiling under this mask. There's also a just breathe under your mask, of course, different sayings. So all different kinds of fun things. So if you want to grab that download, it's $12, and the entire $12 goes back to a COVID relief charity. There are two or three different ones that you can choose from. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you back at 7 p.m. if you want to see me do the tips and tricks. It might be trips tonight, who knows? The tips and tricks of the baseline projects that come in your kit. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you have had fun with your paper pumpkin kit, and I hope if you're joining me and you do not have a paper pumpkin kit, that you decide to join and sign up, so that in June you'll receive one and you can hop on our video and follow up. So again, these two projects, enjoy. Let me know. Feel free to text, message, email me, or find me on Facebook or YouTube and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Oh, I see Tiffany is still on. Tiff, you joined late, so you can unmute yourself and talk if you want. My other people.
I got it. I got your stuff. I saw you do the little showings again of the two things.
Okay. Yeah, because I have people hopping on and off, so I have to periodically show the projects multiple times. And this is my first time doing it with this particular camera setup, so. All right.
Yeah, it looks good. I got everything. It was fine.
All right, well, I will be doing the basic one at 7 my time, 8 your time, but I know you have your other thing, your other Zoom, so. Thank you for
I'll probably hop on again and see your stuff and things. I don't feel very good today. I've kind of overdone it the last couple days, and so that's why I didn't put the video on and everything.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
I just wasn't feeling good, but I wanted to hop on and see your stuff you were doing.
All right. Well,
So,
thank you.
all right, sweetie. Love you. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye. And